I am really excited to be the moderator today with this amazing panel of ladies who I appreciate are across countries and time zones. So to kick us off, I will do some quick introductions and have everyone wave at the audience first. We have Elisa. She is in Brazil.
Hello, good morning. Nice to be here. Nice to meet all of you on the audience. Glad to be here. Thank you. Thank you, Sibyl, Nancy, and Van.
Thank you. And next we have Van. She is in California. Good morning still, Van.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I'm actually in Mexico in the border from San Diego, so I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation and let's do this.
And then is it evening over there, Monsi, in India?
It's late night here, but a very good morning to everybody and a very good evening to all my fellow Indians here. Uh, and I'm having an amazing time being with all of you guys here. Thank you for having me here. Thank you, Sybil. And it's pleasure being with Ven and Elisa on the same platform together. Thank you.
Thank you. So, to kick us off, what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about diversity in the global real estate market. And we really wanted to touch on what the women's experience is, because, of course, here in the United States, real estate is definitely a women driven market. And so, we are so
Whoa.
excited to hear from the three panelists on how they are approaching real estate in their respective countries and give us some additional perspective on what that global real estate market looks like. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to put it in the chat or open up your mic. We love to talk to people. So, obviously, as a global real estate company, we are committed to having a diverse and happy employee base. Companies that are committed to diversity definitely have happy employees, and we also get that diversity of thought and experience, cultural competency, etc. And so my first question, and I will start, I guess, left to right or right to left, depending on how we're looking here with Mansi. What does the demographic of your country look like for the real estate market?
Thank you, Sybil, for this question. In terms of demographic, we can always say that real estate is one of the dominant sector in India. In terms of growth, we've seen real estate offers better growth opportunities than any other country in the world in terms of more than 6 to 7% returns that are being offered in real estate. But yes, when we want to compare this topic with along with the diversity panel, we understand that the ladies culture, that is the women's in real estate in India, is very sparse as compared to any other country. I was so excited to look at the US panel with so many icons and so many women in power in the real estate structure, in the real estate stature. But here in India, we see a bit of a less participation from women. So that is something that we need to change. And with EXP Realty giving a new way of life to the real estate agent, I'm sure we'll see a lot of women participating as we grow in India.
Amazing. Thank you for that. And then, Alyssa, did you have anything you want to add about the real estate market in Brazil?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. In Brazil, we have a huge real estate market, but in fact, a very masculine and masculinized market that doesn't represent at all our population. In Brazil, we have 51.8% of our population composed by women, and we've been doing research here in Brazil to understand how women are represented in the real estate market. So uh, I founded almost 2 years ago the first female group in the real estate market in Brazil called Women of Real Estate, the literal translation. And we've been engaging more than 700 women that work in the real estate market in different areas um, to uh, to bring this discussion for the places like this. So I'm very glad to be here and to spread the message to all the countries that are represented here.
That is awesome. And I know we are going to talk about the work of your women's group as well as some of the work of our Power Girls as well later on in the session. But jumping forward, commitment to diversity fosters effective leadership behavior. Van, would you like to speak to some of the ways our leaders have supported us in the global market as we continue to grow and scale?
Yeah. You're talking about EXP, right? Like, are
Correct.
you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. For me, it's this business or this model has helped me a lot to to connect with another people from other people for on all the world. So it's amazing all the resources we have in our back end to grow our business. Like, you have your CRM, you have all these tools where you can start attracting clients. You can learn. You have a lot of lessons to educate yourself. So, for example, in Mexico, I don't know if India and Brazil, as you know, and as the difference of US and Canada, we don't have a license to be a realtor. So I think in this model, we can be better realtors, so we can give best service to our clients. So I think all the structure of EXP is going to help us grow as a country, so we can be better with our clients and give more service and have more leads, have more sales. So I think it's a great platform to grow as a woman with all these resources and with all the technology we have in here. So I think we're going to be more efficient too. And so I'm loving to be here in EXP, and I see a great opportunity to all women in Mexico too.
That is absolutely amazing. Any other thoughts from our other two panelists?
That's what, as very well said by Van, the technology supported by EXP is super fantastic. In fact, when Shashank got this concept to India, we all were super excited to see something very new. In fact, we've not seen something like this in India ever, that technology can go to this extent, and it can support the real estate brokers. Unlike real estate in India has always been an unorganized market, and the fact that we can organize it in such a fantastic way, providing a platform, providing a network. I'm like, if I talk to someone with 52,000 plus brokers across the world, I'm like, that's something which is like, not natural. They're like, are you sure you're talking about the right numbers? I'm like, yes, we are sure what numbers we are talking about. So it's really fantastic to have technology support us to this extent. And yes, again, with a diversity in mind, with this platform, what I see is that not every woman can move out of their role in, especially in a country like India, which also comes from a conservative background, where not every woman has an option or takes an option to work. With the EXP platform, we see that these tools will be very helpful for people here in India, along with the women in India who can now take a step forward to get into the real estate market. I'm sure we can work further as we grow in India to support women in this field.
That is amazing. And I'm so glad that you brought that up in open floor. But what are some other barriers to women entering real estate in your respective countries and markets? And I know Matsi just mentioned, that there's still this stigma of, do women go to work? Do they not? Are there other challenges that we are seeing women having to overcome in the global market?
Um, may I jump in? Regarding to Brazil, our real estate market is a little bit different because we do need the license to operate as an agent here. And what we see here is how the pandemic affects essentially women. not only the real estate market, of course, but all the market. We have the worst number of women in the workplace since the 90s, and that is a very sad number that we've been facing, because we know that pandemic affects directly women that needs to work and take care of all the multiple journeys that we've been facing for longer decades, that are not remunerated and not seen as we should, as it should. And what we see here also is the first barrier, that is to get the license, because you need to do the course, you need to have time to do the course, you need also to pay for the course. And what I've been doing here with the movement that I found is to offer scholarships for those women that were affected by the pandemic, so they can have a free access to do the course and have their license. And I would be very happy to offer great opportunities also through EXP and EXP Brazil, for not only those women that are in the program right now, but all women that wanna implement their career through real estate market.
Awesome, fantastic. I love that scholarship program. And I think that that's something that just speaks to the commitment that we have here to try and make sure that we close those gaps to barriers as we think about entering other global markets as well. That is fantastic. In terms of how you go about building your book of business, and again, open for everyone, what has that looked like for you, and what does attraction for agents look like for you as well? Van, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, yeah. For me, as I have experience in marketing, so for more than 15 years now, I think half of my life almost, no, more than half of my life. So, what I've been, I try to do this. These skills have helped me understand, like, and target niche that and segments to understand their behavior and convert sales leads into sales. So for now, I think the last past year, what I have understood is that building your personal brand is so important to connect with people, right? So I have leveraged this to connect and to grow organically in social media. I have a YouTube channel where I give this value proposition to give for agents. I actually give I have a YouTube channel where I give social media strategies for realtors. So this have helped me, grow and have contacts all over the world. But on the other side, I also give my value proposition to my clients, is to be, to connect with them, to give them some information on how they can sell better, how they can buy, how can they invest. So when you start leveraging this information about yourself, I think people starts to connect with you. Like a lot of people is afraid to be in front of the camera. I was too. I can't lie. But I think once you start doing these strategies, your business turns into leads and to clients that have trust with you. So for me, I think social media has been great. Technology, like for now, like you can see, the pandemic was something that changed our lives, the way to see business, the way to connect with people. I mean, I haven't seen my parents for 1 year and a half now for all this. So you have to kind of change your mindset and start using technology. So I see EXP as a great platform where I can, have all my tools, resources to connect with my clients, have Zoom calls, do my virtual tours. And so for me, I think this is the way to grow your business, not locally, but globally. So I'm very happy to be here in EXP and leveraging all these tools that you guys are giving to us.
That is absolutely amazing. And I even see somebody popped in the chat, the importance of building that personal brand, because ultimately we are the product that we are wanting people to see. Any other thoughts from our other two panelists?
So, I would like to jump in here, Sybil. One of the biggest advantage here in India is we do not require a license to operate. And the fact that women are the decision maker for buying a house. I'm like, whatever money a male puts in, but the women will always add value in terms of what kind of house she wants. So these two are the major important factors what we thought that, should add more women to this community. But in India, being and the way India operates, what we had seen is that traditionally this was more a male dominant market. So with EXP also, I would like to put a question everybody, like how Wen has suggested. I will really like to take this up with everybody in India, and also, take a session in India, like how Wen supports in terms of social media and how this can help change lives way back sitting at home and not moving out of your place. With the tools and the connectivity methods, we can surely do better in terms of growth for individual and obviously the business growth.
That is awesome. That is definitely awesome. And I think that kind of leads into the question we have from Shashank, which is, what piece of advice would you give to other countries for encouraging women to participate in real estate in the first place? That's a really great question. And Alyssa, do you have any thoughts on that one?
Yeah. Actually, Shashank, thank you for a question. That's also what's in the that we are showing the presentation right now, because what I found here as in Brazil as a way to connect the real estate market to the power of women is through data. When you have the data, it's the answer. So I brought here two main data that we did in this first research from the Women of Real Estate, and Jason Dorsey did on the first day of the shareholder. That it's also important to know what's the data represent. And this is a research that we've been done with almost 2,000 people. It's 1,835 people in Brazil that are in São Paulo, Porto Alegre, and Belo Horizonte. That's the main cities that we have here. And I brought here two data. It's in Portuguese, but I will translate to you. The first one is the difference between women and men. So women are in purple, men is this light purple, the gray. How you do your research in your property. And as you can see, this highlighted distance between women and men that research through realtors, brokers, and agents. Almost 10 points difference between women and men who research through realtors, agents, and brokers. So that's a very important data that how women empower more our knowledge as a broker, as an agent, as a realtor. This is very, very important data. And when you have a research like this one, and we have a lot of other data, I just brought two here for the panel. We have two huge research that we've been doing through the movement. And Sibyl, if you could please jump in the other slide. Yeah, here. It's how women influence the decision of the man. So if you see the first number of the man, 62% of men are influenced by women in their decision of buying a home, buying a property. So this is very, very important. We have here two main data that answer these questions, Shashank, because when you say to the market that women are the main influencer on the decision of buying a property, and that women are those who really understand the value of an agent, the value of a broker, and the value of a realtor, we have here the answer to this question. So the market needs to listen to us. So the real estate market globally needs to listen to the female voice. We are the main decision, we are the great influencers, and we need to be on the table to make and take the decisions. So this is my message to the panel and to all the global company, because we are important influential on the real estate market globally.
Amazing work, amazing statistics. I think the numbers definitely make a difference. The data is the detail. And I think you see that across all countries, right? Like women are becoming the breadwinner, if you will. Women are starting to have a lot more decision-making abilities and are influencing a lot more how and when and if we are entering the market. So that's amazing work. Any thoughts from either Van or Mensa on this?
Hi Sybil here. I would like to jump in a little variant. Like I've worked both in India and in African countries. So in Africa, there was a bit of variance in case of women and men ratio in the real estate market. So while predominantly the construction, that is the main promoter, is on the masculine side, but in the brokerage market, we've seen there was a dominance of at least 30 to 40% in women were more knowledgeable about the product. They could handle their case, and obviously the most important part, they were really advantageous over taking it to closure. So while we say that Africa is at the background, or at it is much behind all the other coming upcoming countries, but we can really learn from the women over there, that they are the one who are the actual bread runner earners, and they take a lead in terms of business, and especially in terms of transaction business and real estate brokerage business. We can see that they are above 50%. Like you can see a fantastic diversity of people of Africa in terms of real estate market.
That's amazing. That is
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
and I think in Mexico it's kind of the same. Like in residential real estate, women are the ones that are dominating too. Like everyone has, I think, women gives trust to people, right? And taking decisions. I mean, if I ask my husband this, he will say, "Yeah, of course, I can say that. You will take the decision. I will just say yes." But I think I don't know, but I think women love to study, to take the time, to analyze our client, and so we're growing the trust in clients. But on the other hand, if we talk about the commercial real estate, I think that's where dominant men are dominating this area, right? Like I don't know if it's like men just want to be doing business with men in that scenario, right? So I think that's the for me, I think in Mexico it's a tough market, to it's very competitive, and men are dominating that part. But we can have the residential, and I think a lot of women in Mexico are coming to real estate. They're getting prepared, and I think like here where I live, I can see like 80% are women, 20% are men in residential, and every day I see more and more and more and more women
Wow.
preparing for this. Yes, yeah, it's like a lot of women doing this job. Yes.
Awesome.
That
Mm.
is amazing. And I know we touched on this briefly, but I do want to make sure we circle back. How has the pandemic affected how you've done business? I know we are already 100% remote, but how did that affect how you do business and how you get your clients, etc.?
So I'm sure we are not like the story it by the growing numbers in India, in terms of at least Asian numbers are growing fantastically here in India. That what we see is that while the market has slowed down, the platform that EXP is offering, and the way to do the business on the cloud has actually influenced a lot of people around, that even if we are not here, the virtual tours, the pamphlets, and without stepping out of the house, this has, if it's not a decision maker, it gives you an option to increase the number of options which are available to you. Like today I cannot go to 50 houses and check them out, but sitting at my doorstep today with EXP's platform, I can at least check out 50 properties and then come to my decision of which property I need to go. So while the business has slowed down, but it has actually today with EXP we get a different perspective in how we look at real estate in India. So I'm really thankful to EXP to come here to change the way we look at real estate market in India at least.
Yeah, here in Brazil, we also have extremely pandemic impacts. But despite the crisis that many sectors are facing, our real estate market here is growing. We have economic conditions to that. I don't need to enter in the detail right now, but the real estate is growing. And what is happening is all the players here need to face a strong digitalization of their process and also of their companies. So it's the right time and the right moment for EXP entering in our country, because now our population, our society are more prepared to understand how digital and globally company can operate it. I don't believe that the market will be prepared to a EXP model uh, before the pandemic. So this is the moment that we need to see the half glass. I don't know if there is a half glass on the pandemic, but for us, this is the digitalization. It's a process that the pandemic is forcing all the sectors, especially the real estate, to grow.
Yeah, and
Can't
for in
agree
Mexico,
better.
yeah, and like similar to Brazil and Mexico, the real estate is growing a lot in many cities. They're, going a lot of how do you say that, the buildings are the top buildings, they're doing a lot of developers are doing this a lot, so we have a lot of people investing in this type of and condos, and all the touristic like Tulum, Merida, all those places are growing a lot. So, and now what I see the same, like you have this opportunity with like the pandemic has changed our lives forever, I think. So we have to implement all these digitalization to our business, or we're gonna stay behind, right? So for me in on EXP, we have all these resources like DocuSign and your CRMs, your Zoom calls, and everything you can leverage to keep growing your business. So I think for now, implementing all these tools will definitely help our country and all the countries that have EXP as a resource, as a platform. So I think everyone has to start being in this digital world. So business are going, I think it's going to be okay, and we're growing in Mexico a lot. So I think it's something before the pandemic, and after the pandemic we have just to leverage our skills and grow.
Awesome. Yes. Um, I'm going to take this next question. Thank you again, Shashank Fan. And this one's for you. How's your experience with EXP, and what are the opportunities for women to grow their network in Mexico or global? Let me make sure I asked that appropriately.
Sorry, what was the question? I was trying to read it right here. It's
Yeah.
Shashank. Oh yeah, I've experienced. Yeah, as I tell you, I mean, for me, the experience, the experience in EXP is, as I told you, it's been a great resource to leverage all my knowledge. So for now, like I can, make my, for example, I love to do not local business. I love to go global business. I mean, I've been talking to you, Shashank, to an opportunity in India. So for me, when I see this kind of opportunities, not just to be a local realtor, to go and show, houses, not that just that. I mean, to be able to grow a group of from other countries, learn other cultures, also all the training, so I can be a better realtor. So I think in Mexico, this when I show this model to other people, I just talk about all the things that I have, like, but the first thing I think is so important is education for me, because if you have education you can do anything you want in the world. So I think you have to be really good prepared, and in EXP you have these tools to become the rock star of your of the world, or the rock star of your country, whatever you want to do. So there's no limits to grow your business. So that's what I love about EXP. I meet people from all the world every day. So for me, I think that's going to be something that if you're an entrepreneur and you see this as something to grow, you will definitely be very happy to be in EXP, on EXP.
Awesome. Yes. And I am so glad that you talked about all of the education opportunities that we have. And this, again, is for the whole panel. How do you immerse yourself? How have you learned about other cultures to stay culturally competent about what's going on globally and in those other countries that you want to do business in? What are some of those tips and tricks that you can share today?
I can share. First of all, it's don't be shy. Just contact your partners and your web connections. So we have amazing global connection. And the first thing that is do it, so go for it. And this is so important, especially for us women, that sometimes we are thinking too much or expecting too much or thinking that we need a more course or a more diploma or degree or something. And we have all the opportunities right here right now. So it's go for it, start doing this and open your possibilities and use all the uh, chance that this amazing platform offered to us. So my first tip is do it. Don't wait. You just do it and don't be shy. Because if you be shy, I won't be here in this stage because I don't think my English is very good. So I will be shy, and I decided to make
You're amazing.
mistakes, and and I know that I will do it, doing my mistakes, and be glad to be here. And there's a quote that I love that it's better done than perfect. I don't know if the translation is this one, but is this? I think this is the mantra that go for it and do it. That is better done than perfect. Yeah.
I was gonna say that, Lisa, the same thing. It's better than perfect. So you just have to go and have your goals, your mindset, your entrepreneurial, mindset to do whatever you want. So that's how I live all my life. I'm not afraid of anything. So what happens if you fail? Well, you get up and you do it again. So everything is something you will learn in life, and you will get better as a person and as a professional, right?
So also, I would like to add here that what I personally feel is the customer first attitude that I've learned myself since I started my career. That once you know how important your customer is, you know what the best is for the customer, and you take him to the closure, and that's what will convert into sales. That what will convert into more referrals, and that's what will help you to grow your business. So that is something that I've learned all my life, and I live by it, that serve your customer the best you can. And I'm sure women, if they can please everyone at your house, I'm sure you can please everyone even outside your house, and take it to further level.
That is awesome, and I think all three are excellent advice. I love the don't be shy, just do it. And definitely we want to continue to put our customers and clients first. As we near to a close, are there any other questions from the audience? And we're going to take Elisa's advice of don't be shy,
Hey,
just do
that
it.
that is a coveted area code. You can't give up that number.
Don't be shy, just do it. Unmute your mic, pop in the chat. Any other questions for us?
That's right. That's right. Like if I see someone with a 312, I'm like, wow, how did you get that? Because I have one of those, and you know.
All right. Well, I just want to say a big thank you to our panelists. Oh, Willie Jones, how do we get started? Get started with what?
Um, so how does this work? I mean, do you have a list of emails and agents in different countries that we can assess, or is this part of a group that we're initiating to, or is there a series of classes that we take and then we become referrals? I mean, how does this work?
Megan, are you in the room?
I am.
Yay, thank you. We're
Oh,
gonna
you're
invite
welcome.
Megan up on stage.
That's the power lady who comes up now.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Hello. Hi, Willie. So there's a couple of
Hey.
different things you can do. I'll come sit up here so I can. I'm honored to sit next to these fine people up here. So um, what you can do, there's a couple different things if you're looking into, getting into groups. I know that one EXP is a really great place for you to start if you wanted to learn more about just the different diversity groups that we have. It's all available through the workplace group. If you're looking for more of a global reach, we do have the international conversations group on Workplace as well, so that you could start talking there. And we're working on a few things. Actually, just messaged EXP Power Girls this morning on how we could start doing some work with them and create a group and get their group going global. So we're really excited about that. I don't know if that helps answer some of your questions. I talked
Yeah.
really fast too. I can put some links in the chat, so because I know I went really fast.
Yeah,
Let me
so
put some links in the chat
there's
too.
international workplace groups and also national workplace groups, you said?
Yeah, so I'm going to put for the international conversations, I'll put a link in the chat here because we'll start talking about some ways to get involved in there as well. And then I also would suggest One EXP, and I believe they have a session this afternoon, depending on what time zone you're in. Actually, I'm on the East Coast. So let me look really quick. I don't know if Mike or Sybil happen to have that information. Let me look really quick.
I'm trying to pull it up now
It's
as well.
It's like 5 p.m. Eastern on the EXPI beach. There is a One EXP meetup, which that could be interesting for you as well if you're looking to just look overall diversity and understanding which groups you can work with and talk to and see how you could get involved. Let me see if I can find that information for you as well and put that in the chat.
Olivia, is that what you just put in the chat?
I just put the workplace group for One EXP in the group, yes.
Thank you so much.
See here. Does anybody else have any questions? Well, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, any other questions from the audience?
I mean, also, like, if you want, I think it'd be great for the team here to share their LinkedIn information. If you guys want to put your profile in the chat, I know you all have a large following and a lot of information that you put up on your sites, and it may be in another language, but it's still, great for, the team here to just see what people within EXP are doing to promote diversity. It's exciting to watch how much activity is going on that we don't even realize every day.
Oh, thank you. Perfect. I love that idea, Megan.
And then here, I'm going to paste some information on the One EXP meetup for you, Willie, and anybody else that wants to go. I think that would be a really cool place for everybody to head to as well later on today. The time in there is in Pacific time, 2 p.m. Pacific.
And for those of you who don't know about One EXP, that is our, we call them tribes, that's our impact groups. And so we've got a couple of different groups there that really support all of the facets of our diversity, from our pride group to our African American people of color group, women power girls. So just so many opportunities for us to connect from all sides of diversity. So really excited to have everybody join there this evening, if possible. All right, and with that, I just want to thank our panelists one more time. Thank you again, Megan, for having us today to talk about diversity in the global space. And we appreciate everybody who was able to attend today. I hope you enjoy the rest of Shareholder.